The US 30 Cedar River Bridge was removed in 2022, but there are several extant bridges across Iowa that display many of the features that added to the historical significance of the US 30 bridge. The Grand Avenue Viaduct in Sioux City was completed in 1937. Now named the Gordon Drive Viaduct, it carries Gordon Drive over former railroad tracks, stockyards, and the Floyd River Valley. It was designed by the same engineering firm that designed the US 30 Cedar River Bridge 15 years later. At more than 3/4 of a mile long, it is a notable early example in Iowa of a steel continuous girder bridge. It has been evaluated as eligible for listing in the National Register of Historic Places. Another early example of a continuous steel girder bridge is the Matsell Bridge over the Wapsipinicon River in Linn County. Like the Grand Avenue Viaduct, it has haunched girders. This means the web depth of the girders is greater over the pier than elsewhere, resulting in a distinctive arched girder shape that is often seen in girder bridges of the 1930s and 1940s. The Matsell Bridge was listed in the National Register in 1998. The US 30 Bridge was the first bridge of its type built in Iowa, but it was not the only one. The earliest example that is still standing is the US 61 Bridge over a railroad line in Davenport. It was built in 1958, 5 years after the US 30 Bridge. At 1,140 feet long, the US 30 Cedar River Bridge was one of the longest bridges in Iowa. But the longest steel continuous welded girder bridge with floor beams ever built in Iowa is the Lake Red Rock Bridge in Marion County. Completed in 1965, this bridge carries Iowa Highway 14 over Lake Red Rock, the largest lake in Iowa. At 5,653 feet, it has been nicknamed the Mile Long Bridge. Although not listed in the National Register, it has been evaluated as eligible for National Register listing both for its great length and for its association with the creation of the Red Rock Dam and Lake Red Rock. This video has focused on steel girder bridges that are comparable to the former US 30 bridge. But Iowa has more than 23,000 road bridges, hundreds of which are listed in or eligible for listing in the National Register. This video will close with 3 bridges of different types, all of which are listed in the National Register. The first is a Pratt Through Truss Bridge that spans the Turkey River in Fort Atkinson, Wenatchee County. Built in 1892, it is one of a small number of 19th century truss bridges that survive in Iowa. It was listed in the National Register in 1998. The Marsh Rainbow Arch Bridge near Lake City, Calhoun County, was built in 1914 from a design by Des Moines bridge engineer James B. Marsh. Marsh Rainbow Arch bridges were built across Iowa and the United States from the 19-teens to the 1930s. The bridge near Lake City was a prototype for a 3-span rainbow arch bridge patented by Marsh. The bridge was listed in the National Register in 1989. Finally, a discussion of bridges in Iowa would not be complete without mentioning the major bridges that cross the Mississippi and Missouri rivers. One example that was listed in the National Register in 1999 is the Julian-Dubuque Bridge, which carries US Highway 20 across the Mississippi River at Dubuque. It was completed in 1943 and designed by the same engineering firm that designed the US 30 Cedar River Bridge. At more than a mile long, it is the longest continuous tied arch bridge in the world, and only the second example of this type built in the United States.